Welcome back to Bridging the Divide. I'm Ray, and today we're talking about something that feels impossible. How do you talk politics with family or friends without losing them? You don't have to agree to stay connected, but you do need a better way to talk. Let's name the tension. You love someone, you respect them, but every time politics comes up, the conversation derails. Maybe it turns into a fight. Maybe it turns into silence. Either way, it hurts. So today we're going to explore how to talk and how to listen without losing the people who matter. Political conversations are emotionally loaded. They're not just about facts. They're about identity, safety, and belonging. When someone shares a political view, you might hear a deeper message. I don't see you. I don't value your experience. That's why these conversations feel so volatile. It's not just disagreement, it's emotional risk. So let's start there. Before you talk politics, ask yourself, what am I protecting? What am I afraid of losing? That clarity changes everything. So let's talk tools. First, curiosity. Ask, can you tell me more about how you came to that view? Second, pacing. Slow down. Don't respond immediately. Third, emotional naming. Say, that topic brings up a lot for me. These tools don't fix everything, but they create space. And space is where connection lives. Now let's look at boundaries. Boundaries are not ultimatums. A boundary says, this is what I need to stay in relationship with you. An ultimatum says, change or I'm gone. Change or I'm out of here. Boundaries invite connection. Ultimatums shut it down. You can say, I'm not ready to talk about that. I need us to pause when things get heated. That's not weakness, that's emotional clarity. So let's talk about tone. Tone is the emotional temperature of a conversation. It's not just what you say, it's how you say it. You can say, I disagree with you. Or you can say, I'm struggling to understand your view, but I want to stay in dialogue. Same content, different impact. Tone builds trust or breaks it. So let's talk about timing. Not every moment is the right moment. If someone's tired, stressed, or emotionally flooded, the conversation will collapse. You can say, can we revisit this tomorrow? Or, I want to talk, but I'm not ready yet. Timing is emotional stewardship. It's the difference between rupture and repair. So let's look at listening. Let's talk about it. Listening isn't passive, it's active. It's not waiting for your turn to speak. It's making space for someone else's story. You can say, I hear you. I didn't know that mattered to you. I want to understand even if I don't agree. Because listening builds bridges, and bridges are stronger than walls. So let's talk about repairing those bridges, those walls. Sometimes the conversation breaks down. That's okay. The goal isn't perfection, it's repair. You can say, I didn't handle that well. I want to try again. Repair is brave. It says you matter more than the argument. And we need to talk about silence. Silence can be protective, but it can also be a story. In the absence of conversation, we fill in the blanks. They don't care. They'll never change. I'm better off without them. These stories might feel true, but they're also incomplete. What if silence isn't rejection, but fear? What if the other person is waiting for a signal that it's safe to speak? So let's talk about that emotional safety. Emotional safety means you can speak without being shamed, mocked, or dismissed. It means you can be vulnerable without being punished. You can say, I need this to be a safe space. I'm not here to win, I'm here to connect. Because safety isn't optional, it's foundational. And let's talk about shared values. You might not share views, but you might share values like love, kindness, dignity, and legacy. Start there. Say, I know we see this differently, but I believe we both care about our community. Or, we both want what's best for our kids, because shared values create emotional glue. Let's look at legacy. Every conversation leaves a trace. It teaches your children, your friends, and your community how to navigate tension. You're not just talking politics, you're modeling emotional maturity. So ask yourself, what do I want my family and friends to carry forward from how I handled this moment? Let that guide your tone, your timing, and your twos. Let's look at grace. Grace means giving people room to grow. It means remembering that no one is static. You can say, I'm still learning, or I know you're still learning too. Grace doesn't mean ignoring harm. It means holding space for transformation. So let's talk about fatigue. You don't have to have every conversation. You don't have to fix every misunderstanding. You can say, I'm tired. I need a break. I'll come back when I'm ready. That's not quitting. That's wisdom. Now let's look at hope. Hope isn't naive. It's courageous. It says, I believe we can stay connected, even when it's hard. Hope is the heartbeat of every bridge, and bridges are built one conversation at a time. So I'll leave you with this. What do you want your family and friends to carry forward from how you handled this moment? Let that question guide your next conversation. Not to win, not to fix, but to stay connected. You take care and stay connected.